Here we fucking go! You're listening to Bread and Circuses.
Was like the mob media for one is the entire world populated. Like everybody's on Twitter. Fucking the UK is on Twitter. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
unfortunately.
With Caleb Salvatore.
Well, they can't. They can't go to the comedy shows because there's a 2-drink minimum, and you can't mix the Percocet you've been stealing from work with liquor.
And Nick Kohler.
There literally be people in the fucking 80s that didn't know that nutting in a girl would make her pregnant.
No one's asked that question. What did those families do to provoke Alex Jones like that?
You know what'll solve all of these racial police protests? A Pepsi.
What the fuck is up, friends? Welcome to Bread and Circuses, the first ever episode we've recorded on StreamYard. We'll see if it was
Just the first ever episode. We're restarting. We're now circuses and bread.
Yes,
Bread
yes,
and
it's a good hard reset. It's been a rough week for a lot of people, but it hasn't been as rough of a week for you, you haven't had as rough of a week as the guy who reached out to Junior Seau's agent asking for his opinion on cannabis use in sports, only to find out Junior Seau killed himself 10 years ago from said agent.
I fucking saw that, dude.
So,
I actually just saw that earlier this afternoon. I was like, God damn, dude. Like, how hard is it to fucking Google someone?
What a fucking jackass. Like, can you imagine? Yeah, like, you might want to look the guy up. Obviously, he looked something up. He got in touch with his agent.
He must have had thought he had like an in or something, like one of his friends or something knew the guy. Maybe he's like, oh yeah, I know this guy. I'll message.
It was
his
a
agent.
prank. It was a prank. And they were like, hey, go ahead and hit up Junior Seau's agent. He's still totally alive.
Honestly, too, if you're a sports journalist, don't you usually take like sports history classes and usually know that kind of stuff, like when former players like died under like tragic circumstances?
I guess it depends. Like, you know, if he graduated college 20 years ago, he wouldn't know. If he didn't,
I suppose that's true.
The guy said he was mainly a basketball writer, but that was pretty big news when he did that. Like, it wasn't some side story.
If he's mainly a basketball writer, why the fuck is he writing something about the NFL and cannabis use, dude?
He wanted to talk about all athletes and cannabis use. It's for like a recovery type thing, I guess.
Seems he might have taken, a little too much
cannabis.
No, I think he might have bit off a little more than he could chew there, then, because clearly he can't handle covering more than one freaking sport.
He's like, yeah, this is so and so. I'm reaching out for Mr. Aaron Hernandez. Give me a call back.
That would be an interview, huh?
They do a seance. That was the goal. Like, we're gonna channel Junior Seau.
Yeah, I read a thing being like, joke's on you, that journalist is a medium. So
that's fucking great. I accidentally sent you a link. Did you watch it at all or no?
No, I haven't watched it. You said we were going to watch it on here, but before we actually go on to that, what was he even referring to with the cannabis use with the NFL? Like,
let me see.
Was that an actual thing? Is the NFL investing money in like cannabis use to cover like brain injury stuff, or
no? The NFL last year or the year before, they got rid of the cannabis ban, so they won't drug test guys for weed anymore. Because the amount of players that use CBD and the amount of states where it's legal, and the fact that it actually can, help recover injuries to your brain. And speed up how quickly your body heals as far as inflammation. They legalized it in the NFL. But let me see. Good morning, Mr. Trotter. I'm reaching out to reach Junior Seau to hear what he thinks about the NFL donating $1 billion toward the cannabis industry to study the impact of cannabinoids on treating pain. So yeah,
that's what I was referring to. Is like, did that really happen? Did they really donate $1 billion? Or
they must have.
That's awesome, dude. That's fucking sweet.
Good for them. Now they just have to cover up the whole racism thing, and they'll be...
yeah, right.
Good
You take
job.
1 step forward, fucking 5 steps back, man.
The whole, I don't know. I personally like you see because it was I guess we could talk about that. Brian Flores, the coach of the former coach of the Dolphins, he went to interview
Former coach of the Dolphins and known black man.
Yeah, known black man. Well, he went to do an interview for the New York Giants, and the other guy he was up against was also named Brian DeBall, and Brian DeBall had interviewed the week prior, and
Was
Flores,
Brian DeBall a former Bill Belichick staffer, by the way?
he must have worked for him at some point because Belichick had his number.
Yeah.
So Brian Flores is flying in on the weekend to, like, he's like getting ready to board like the next day, to go to interview in New York, and Bill Belichick texts him, "Hey, word in New York is you're the guy. Congrats." And Flores replies to Belichick, and he goes, "Coach, was this for Brian DeBall or Brian Flores? I don't interview until tomorrow, or I don't interview until Monday." And Belichick goes, "Fuck, this wasn't meant for you. I'm sorry."
Do
And
you think Belichick knew? Like, I don't think he
I-
knew. I think he's just was like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, "Oh, sorry,
he's-
man." Like, I thought this was, I don't think he knew it was like a big conspiracy. I think he just
it wasn't. So the NFL has what's called the Rooney Rule, where you have to interview one minority coach every time you have an opening.
Yeah,
So,
and I don't think Belichick was like trying to cover up for New York or anything
No.
like that. Like, I don't think he was involved in it. I think he just
No,
legitimately messed up. And
I think he did it to fuck New York, because
You think so?
It's against the Rooney Rule to make a hiring decision before you interview the minority coach to prevent shit like that from happening. So what happened was this guy flew out there, spent the whole weekend knowing he was interviewing for it. He was going to go in on Monday and interview for a job he wasn't going to get, had to go rub elbows with the CEOs and the president and the GM and everything, and then go do a 4-hour job interview Monday morning for something he knew he had no chance at getting. He knew it was over. Like, I think it's incredibly shitty. I mean, regardless of whether it's racially charged or not, it's incredibly shitty to interview somebody knowing you have no intention to hire them.
Yeah, I would totally do the same thing Brian Flores did in this case, because it's like, dude, if I had to pay, I'm sure he probably paid himself to fly out to New York. You know what I mean? If I got jerked around like that bad, I would be fucking fuming, dude. I would do everything within my power to fuck that organization up.
I've sat through multiple job interviews myself where I knew I wasn't going to get the job, and I knew the decision had already been made before I set foot in there, and this was a formality. It's a shitty feeling. It's like, why am I here? It's a waste of time. Like, what am I doing? So I completely feel for him.
The other thing that really sucks too is like the whole scenario of him getting fired from the Dolphins. I thought was horse shit.
Oh, well, and then it came out the Dolphins, they wanted to tank, and they were offering him $100,000 per game to throw the game.
Yeah, which sucks because it's like, dude, Brian Flores is a fucking good coach.
He was a good coach. Yeah,
he is a good coach. Like he's got an interview where at Houston or something.
I think, yeah. Well, he may be blacklisted from the NFL, no pun intended.
Which sucks. Like it sucks. Like that would happen because that dude's a good coach. Like I know all the players had good stuff to say about him. Like he was really intelligent. You know, like.
The only place that I could see taking him would be New England as a defensive coordinator again, and I could see him being the heir to Belichick's throne, which I wouldn't mind at all. Like, I could see that working out really well for everyone involved.
That'd be really cool, man.
But no, he got fucked, and he should sue them because they blatantly violated it. If this thing's true about the Dolphins, which if it is, who knows? I mean, think about it from Bill's perspective.
Dude, everybody knew that the Dolphins were fucking tanking for Tua. That was like a meme like 3 years ago.
They were tanking. They wanted to tank this year.
Again?
Yeah,
God damn,
they wanted Tua out. Yeah.
Which is funny because there was, I mean, you know, there's always going to be like haters with high prospects and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people that were like really concerned with Tua's like physical ability to play in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like,
yep, absolutely. But I mean, he's been injury prone though, so it hasn't been all right.
Not even just because he was injury prone, just because he doesn't have that strong of an arm.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like he's a smart guy, smart QB, but you know he'd have to be in like a system that, like that took advantage of that. Like he should have gone to the Saints, to be honest.
For sure. Yeah, I mean it is what it is now. But I mean I don't know. What's your opinion on the Rooney Rule? I think it is. it's kind of it because I've had black comics tell me this too, that because they would rather just see someone do a show with all white people on it than get offered a role on a show just because they're black.
Well,
Like,
it's a little
very
different.
Condescending.
It's a little different. I think it's a concerted effort by the NFL to try to get more players.
It is.
You know what? Honestly, too, I don't even think it's to try to get teams to hire more black coaches, which that probably makes it happen. But I think it's more to incentivize black people that want to be coaches because they at least know that somewhere they have a chance to get an interview at least. You know what I mean? You don't have to fucking hire them, but you just get an interview. I'm sure somewhere down the line, it's fucking helped somebody get their foot in the door to be like an assistant coach or something.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it's all fucked up.
Which I mean, look at teams now compared to 20 years ago. There's way more black assistant coaches and coaching staff members than there were. When did the Rooney Rule get introduced?
It's recently. I don't remember. I'd have to pull it up. But
I mean, the Pittsburgh coach, and then the old Giants coach, Mike Tomlin, and then the old Giants coach that won the Super Bowl a bunch of times, or 2 times.
No, that was Coughlin. That was a white guy.
No, the other guy.
I don't know.
Fuck, I gotta think of his name. The Giants head coach history.
It was created in 2002. The Rooney Rule.
When I tell you the guy's name, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, because he beat the Patriots in the fucking in the Super Bowl.
No, Tom Coughlin was the coach. I remember that. That was an old white guy. It might be because here's Rooney Rule was created. Are you thinking Tony Dungy from the Colts?
Oh yeah, Tony Dungy. That's what.
Because that was who was created. It was created in 2002 for the firings of head coaches Tony Dungy of the Bucks and Dennis Green of the Vikings at a time when Dungy had a winning record and Green had just had his first losing season in 10 years.
Brian Flores had 2 out of 3 winning seasons. You think that's horse shit that he got fucking fired?
And his quarterback was hurt most of the year.
Yeah, dude. And the team that he took over was fucking hot garbage, man.
Yeah, and then I mean he was no Marvin Lewis, who was a fucking just cancer for the Cincinnati Bengals for years. Marvin Lewis was the opposite of the rule. It was like you don't have to keep him for 20 years.
I know that
get rid of him.
I know that old Browns coach was coming out and saying he was getting paid to tank too, but I mean, that guy Hugh Jackson is just a shitty head coach. He sucked, man. Yeah.
They didn't have to pay you extra. Yeah, Hugh Jackson, the now candidate for richest man in the world.
Is what?
No, if Hugh Jackson was really getting paid $100,000 a game to lose, he would probably be the richest man in the world.
Remember he lost every single game, dude. He's like one of 2 coaches to ever do that.
He's a terrible coach. This is terrible. So yeah. No, I don't. Nobody had to encourage Hugh Jackson to lose. That was never an issue for him. Like that, there was no incentive.
He had an incumbent coach, the old guy that was kind of responsible for the Saints defensive injury bonuses.
Oh, you're talking. What was that? Bounty Gate. That was
the guy kind of. Greg Williams was the interim coach when they fired Hugh Jackson.
Not Hugh Jackman, not Wolverine.
Yeah.
Not the guy in Prisoners.
They almost had a winning season after he got fired and took over. So it's pretty impressive,
He was just a bad coach. His players hated him. Fans hated him. Everyone hated him. Before we get off of football, Super Bowl predictions. Who do you got?
I don't even care, dude. Either one could win. And I'm leaning more towards Cincinnati just because Zach Taylor.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to see him get a Super Bowl win. But I mean, I've always liked I've always liked Matthew Stafford.
So have I. I've always felt. I mean, look at dude. How would you like to be Detroit? This guy's there for how many years? The second he leaves, he wins a Super Bowl or he goes to the Super Bowl. Come on. I was rooting for Cincinnati. I'm a New England fan. Obviously, I wanted them to win. I knew they weren't going to even get past the first round against the Bills. So I just kind of meh.
That was the same with me with the Eagles. I knew it was a miracle that we even made playoffs this year. I didn't even expect it. I knew it was going to be a rebuild season anyway with the new coach and a new starting quarterback and everything for the full year. But the fact that we made playoffs and had so many Pro Bowlers is pretty cool. So
yeah. Well, my brother's a lifelong Cincinnati fan. Why he stuck with them his entire life is beyond me.
Yeah.
But I was like, if the Patriots lose in the first round, but the Bengals win, like just win a playoff game. That was their Super Bowl up until 3 days ago. I was like, just win a play. Like, I'll be happy because my team. I'm a Patriots fan. My team has won more championships since before I was old enough to buy a beer than most sports fans see in like 3 lifetimes.
Yes.
So like, I'm cool with it. No big deal. That's that. If they don't win, that's fine. Yeah, I'd like to see it, but I don't get invested in it like that anymore. What else is there for me to see? I've seen it all. But so he said he recorded his reaction, and I'll play the audio for it when they made the field goal here to win the game.
31 yards.
He ran outside.
Yeah, that's him running through his neighborhood screaming. So.
That's awesome, dude. No, I totally get it.
them.
I remember like 5 years ago, the fucking Eagles made it to the Super Bowl and ended up winning, dude. And that was like incredible, man.
Fuck, that was 5 years ago. Holy shit, time
That was
flies.
5 years ago. So I get it, man. I know people from Cincinnati, from the military. I have a couple of friends that are big Bengals fans that I used to always give shit that the Bengals sucked. So it's really cool seeing like a guy go and turn the team around,
Anyone who was willing to put up with the Cincinnati Bengals organization for that long, you deserve this.
Yeah.
And it's a double-edged sword because Kansas City fans also deserve this.
I mean, honestly,
they just got put through.
Honestly, too, like I don't mind the Rams either. Like I don't think the Rams are they made it to the Super Bowl a few years ago.
20 years ago.
It's cool for
20 years ago.
No, the Rams made it to the Super Bowl.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, and Brady beat them. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
But I think it's cool for the city of LA because LA fans will never cheer for a team when they're in a slump. So like it's good for the Rams to get in there and relocate back to LA and then immediately just start like playing well as opposed to like the Chargers that went to LA and like nobody gives a shit about them.
Yeah,
like,
the Chargers hadn't played bad either, so that's what was weird about it. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Go Bengals! I think they're gonna win.
I'm just gonna watch it and have fun with it, man.
Same here.
Me and my brothers and my friends, like we like cheering on Joe Burrow and everything.
Joe Burrow, Joe Cool.
Yeah, Joe.
He's become a fucking enigma. It's great.
I know it's awesome, dude. It's cool.
And Nebraska hired the wrong ex-quarterback, I guess. So.
Yeah, the wrong ex-quarterback head coach. Yep. Remember everybody too, like a year ago, was all like, "Man, Zach Taylor, fucking wrong man for the job, fucking sucks, dude." And now
Mickey Mouse offense, it'll never work. And nope, here we are.
I hope he doesn't end up like Doug Peterson, just like wins the Super Bowl and then a few years later is fucking fired.
Doug Peterson now with the Jaguars, by the way.
Yes, he is.
I'm the same
Jags
way.
and the Colts play each other twice a year, by the way, too, with Wentz up in Indiana in Indianapolis.
Well,
so
it was a little bit different with Peterson because you had Peterson won it with a backup quarterback and a team that just got hot at the right time and then faded out.
It's not even that they got hot because they were good the entire season, man. I mean, Wentz was a MVP candidate, was going to win the MVP before he got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They secured the first round bye. Like they were hot the whole season. I honestly just think that what was the real key to that team doing so well was the fact that they had Frank Reich as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I mean, and like everybody, because I think Doug Pearson is a good coach too.
Yeah.
It's just like they had like that combination of everybody doing well. You know what I mean? So.
Yep, that was back when Nelson Aguilar was worth the shit.
Yeah, when Nelson Aguilar was like a good. It's funny that he's was doing with the Patriots because he's basically just like a slot receiver.
He'll be gone.
Well, the Patriots
$17 million next year. It's not getting paid. Trust me.
The Patriots field just like 3 slot receivers out there every year in their offense. So I was like,
it works for him. What can you see? I got a couple videos I want to show you before we go on to this. Not football related. Now that endless. So let's see. Share screen. Okay.
only talked about football for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, otherwise we bore people. Hold on. You know what? God damn this fucking thing. Hold on. Talk real quick. I'm gonna go put my password in.
Oh man, putting me on the spot here, huh? Shit, I don't even know what to talk about right now. I guess we could. If I go off on a tangent about what we're going to talk about, then we're going to end up talking about it for 20 minutes. So,
Okay, we're good now anyway. So
okay, sweet.
Oh, wait.
We'll talk about this after
can't-
we watch this video.
God
Actually,
damn it. Okay, it's the first time doing StreamYard, so it's kind of fucked up. There's a video of people. We can't do it until the next time we do it, so it'll be good next time. But right now, we're not going to be able to watch it this show. But there's a video of people fighting at a Golden Corral, and one guy picks up a high chair and hits him in the face with it.
Hits a girl in the face.
Another guy.
Oh, that's pretty funny, dude.
Yeah, he smacks him in the face with a high chair at the Golden
Hell
Corral.
yeah, dude. The Golden Corral.
What a fitting venue for that to go down.
Yeah,
at,
that's
right?
that's like not that surprising, you know. That's like a fight going off at the fucking Denny's at 2 a.m. You know what I mean? Like the Pancake House or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
Waffle House.
Waffle House. Yeah, that's like a fight going down at Waffle House. Like you're just like, all right.
I remember after an MGK concert one time, one of my black friends took me to Waffle House for the first time in my life, and we're leaving, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, hey man, question, is that the kind of place where you're supposed to tip? Or is that like a McDonald's type place? And he goes, no, dude, that's like waitresses that make like 25 cents an hour. You didn't tip? And I went, no. And he's like, that's why they were like looking at us when you left. And he's like, hey, I'm just glad the stereotype was finally reversed for once.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, Waffle House is a great place. We need them up north, I think. You guys have what, Whataburger, where people go to fight?
What? Yeah, it's because Whataburger's open
24/7.
It's open 20. Well, I think it might now close at like 4. It might close at like 4 a.m.
Oh, due to COVID, you can't fight
No.
after 4 a.m.
I think back in the day too, it might have even back in the day. Like I think it might have even like closed for like 2-3 hours, like at the ridiculously early parts of the night. I don't remember because I never went at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Whataburger was the place that was open at 2 o'clock in the morning, and all the drunk people would go get fucking good fast food burgers. So dudes would fucking fight all the time, and they literally like in all the Whataburgers have like security guard, like actual security guards, not just like a fucking fat lesbian bitch in there, you know what I mean? It's like an actual like fucking security guard that's probably paid pretty well, like to actually like rough people up if they start fucking fighting in there.
That's fucking great. I see.
You know what I mean? There's cheap security guard places that you'll hire where they just hire like a fat
Allied Security,
something like that. Yeah,
that's who patrols my apartment. They're contracted to drive through the parking lot once every 30 minutes. In the years that I have lived here, I have seen them one time.
Yeah,
it's worth. And like you see these security guards in like the malls and shit like that. I have no respect for these guys. I'd be more fearful of a normal citizen telling me to stop than this guy. The West.
They don't carry any weapons.
No.
They carry like pepper spray or something.
No, they don't even let them have that. They don't trust them with that. And you know what? They shouldn't trust them with that.
Yeah, it's probably true. Well, they always say like the biggest deterrent for anything when it comes to security is just presence. So yeah, it's a cheap way to stop some stuff from going on.
Yeah, well, they're there to be a witness. Like you go into the bank, that security guard, he's not going to pull up and start shooting people. Unless
don't they have like a way to quickly contact the police too? Or something?
No. They're there to be a witness. Literally, that is their job. Because like when I used to work in a bank branch years and years ago, and part of my job was I had to onboard new security guards because there was a new one like every other week because they just hired idiots. So
yeah,
I would read them their responsibilities, literally their job description. So they'll patrol the parking lot once every hour. They never do that. They sit there on their phone. They'll patrol and they ask for the bathroom key or to be let into the break room. Like that was what they would do. But literally, if they're there, they're told, do not intervene in a robbery under any circumstances unless your life or someone else's life is directly in danger. Totally fine. I understand that. It's FDIC insured money. Who fucking cares, right?
They tell the employees that too.
Same
so,
thing.
Yeah.
The security guard's very descriptive. Their only job description is if you get robbed, you are a witness. Remember what the person looked like, what they drove here in. See if you can write their license plate down discreetly, race, tattoos, scars, anything along those lines. Did they have actual firearms? Anything like that. Like, that's your job. That and
What they smell like.
yeah, what they weed most likely. But yeah, so I mean
You have a
that's the whole,
sexy voice.
yeah. Well, there's two types of security guard, and there's absolutely no in between. There's the first kind, which is the most common, like you said, the big fat slob that just wants to fuck off at work all day and play on his phone for 8 hours.
Gets paid
a day.
like $13 an hour.
They get paid, probably not even that. And they want to go fuck off for 8 hours and then go home. There's that guy, which is probably about 70% of security guards. And then there are the guys that think this is the Navy SEALs. And they are hardcore.
No, they're the guys that are like probably been to prison before, for like a violent,
actual cops.
like not like murder or anything, but like a violent crime, like beat
Assault,
the shit out of somebody in a fucking bar parking lot or something.
Yeah.
Like all the guys I always see in the Whataburger security there are like guys that like look like they would fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
and so those are the two that like companies usually hire. It's like the over the top, I think I'm in the fucking, in the middle of Syria type guys, like you guys wearing a bulletproof vest to be a mall cop.
Well, yeah, that's what they do. They wear like vests like that.
At
and
a place like that, I can understand.
Yeah, here's the thing is because they work at Whataburger, where regardless if there's a security guard, there's going to be drunk people fighting in the parking lot. So they really do need to be able to fucking tussle with people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So the guys I described were the standard kind. There are, if you're willing to pay more, there are like legit ex-military people that can actually fuck, like you're talking about. People like, and if you go into like clubs in bad areas in big cities, you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see those guys. You'll see those
ex-military actually packing heat. Like they can fuck you up, and they cost a lot more, but it's a lot better, and it's not some fat slob on his phone all day.
Yeah.
Like,
they're actually there for presence to stop people that were thinking about doing some dumb shit. And then they're actually there with the ability to stop because there's going to be people at Whataburger that are going to fight regardless if there's a security. You know what I mean? There's like those bars that like are like real crazy clubs that know that they need to hire bouncers that like will actually fuck somebody up.
There was that one in Atlanta. It was the female security guard. A guy got in a tussle with someone else and tried to walk back into the club with an AK-47 and she shot him.
Yeah, exactly.
He lived, but she shot him. If she wasn't there, who the fuck knows what happens?
Exactly, dude.
So, I mean, there are, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on everyone in security. It's just the average company, malls, Targets, banks that hire security are going the cheap route.
There was a bar that I really liked outside of Fort Bliss that was called the Three-Legged Monkey, dude. Fucking awesome name. And the staff there was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the bar food there was good as fuck. Like it was a cool place. And they ended up having to close down because some motherfucking drunk soldier guy got into a fight with somebody and lost, and then came back with a pistol from his house and shot the guy that whooped his ass.
You kill him?
Yeah, they killed him. So they had to fucking close the bar down, and like they lost it due to all the legal fees and everything that happened with it. But I'm just like, if that place would have had an armed security guard, that motherfucker would not have killed that dude, and we would still have the Three-Legged Monkey up and running. I could still go get those dope ass fucking chicken sandwiches from there, man.
There was this bar that we went to back in the day called the J. And it was like
was that the place by Creighton?
Yeah, it was the Creighton bar, and it was like notorious. It would never card anybody, and we never went to Creighton, but like it was super stupid cheap beer, and like I walk in there, and the bouncer's more drunk than me. Guy comes up to me, he goes, "I didn't see your ID, man," and I just went, "No, it's okay." And he went, "All right."
That's fucking crazy, man.
So
I'm surprised nobody ever got fucking stabbed there. Or
some shit. No, someone did. That's part of why it's
go.
So I'm there one night, and bouncer comes running back. Everybody's got to get the fuck. Same drunk guy. Everybody's got to get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Blah blah blah. I'm like, what? There's like the cops here, and like I was 21. I didn't give a fuck. Like I'm just in an establishment. Like, are the cops here? Did someone serving a minor or some shit like that? So like we're leaving, and then come to find out, this kid got fucked up on not acid, but like some type of synthetic acid, that fake shit, and it made him freak out. And he just went and knocked on this girl's dorm up the street and just stabbed her and ran away. Like there were cop fucking SWAT teams and shit. The kid got like a week in jail for it.
Of course.
Yeah,
well, did the girl die or anything?
No, she lived. But I mean,
Honestly, it takes more than like a one stabbing to usually kill somebody from stabbing them.
Unless you get them in like the throat or you pierce their heart or some shit like that.
Yeah, but like even if you stab somebody in like the chest or something like that, like they might have be fucking hurt forever. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I've never stabbed anybody, so I couldn't tell you. I don't have a lot of experience with stabbing.
No, I've never stabbed anybody, for the record.
But yeah, so I mean, he did like a week. I feel like he should do more than a week if you stab someone, though.
Yeah, assault with a deadly weapon usually gives you like a couple of years in prison. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, if the dude was a black dude, he would have definitely got 5-6 years in prison, dude. He probably would have been killed by Derek Chauvin.
He might have got killed on the fucking street. You know,
Yeah.
like there. My brother sent me a thing. You know that Roblox game that the kids play.
Yes.
The kids. I sound old as fuck. He said someone recreated the Derek Chauvin, or not. Was it my brother? It might have been Monty Scott. One of them sent it to me. Someone recreated the Derek Chauvin murder or the George Floyd murder on Roblox. So
that's not surprising.
There were like 6 other cops standing around, and then there was one Roblox thing that said Derek Chauvin, and then there was a black one that said George Floyd, and there were like 20 other Roblox things around going, "No, what are you doing? Stop!"
Dude, Roblox is like the Wild West of fucking kid stuff because
they need exposure to it.
Yeah, dude, none of it's moderated.
That's the closest to 4chan they'll ever get. Most of these kids.
It's like 4chan light, dude. Like that's an entry drug into fucking 4chan for him.
Mia's little sister plays it. I don't know what is it. It's just a kid game, right?
It's
I don't know
kind
anything
of like
about it.
Minecraft, but like a little more guided, I guess. A little less like, you know. Yeah, I mean, everyone's played Minecraft, I think, before.
I played it in high school.
Yeah, I think if you're younger than 30, you've probably played Minecraft before. It's safe.
Minecraft was all right. Like
Minecraft's fun for kids. Yeah. I think it's just like playing a Lego video game. I mean, I think it's cool for kids to be able to play that. Yeah. Roblox is kind of like that because you can make like all this custom stuff, but like it's like the kind of cursed shit, you know what I mean? Like it's like real bad quality stuff. Yeah. Like
next, like a level 77 Roblox character.
No, I have nephews
kicking ass.
I have a nephew that's really, really into Roblox, man. So trust me, like I've been there, I've seen him play it, I've watched it, like because you know how little kids are. They like to like to play video games and have you watch and like ask questions and stuff about it. So that's my knowledge of Roblox is all from that.
Do kids still call each other fags on online games? Or
hell yeah, dude!
I didn't know if it was still a thing.
Hell yeah, dude! The online video games are not fucking Tumblr and Twitter. You know what I mean?
I didn't know if the wokeness of public schools had removed that, and now they're like kids are like you straight.
No, you know what I've seen is a lot of times is it's like older like dudes that like guys that are like 30 that still work at fucking
GameStop.
No, not that work at GameStop. Like they're like 30, but they still work for like a lawn mowing company. You know what I mean? Or those are the kind of guys that will call like the 12-year-olds and 8-year-olds faggots on video games. You know what I mean? And then the kids are just like, whoa, like what?
I remember those guys.
I don't play a whole lot of video games like online where there's a lot of kids involved with it, but
that's always good.
Well, I would play Call of Duty like on my computer like a few years ago with my little brother, and like I remember there would be like fucking 12-year-old kids talking about like. And there were like 12, 13-year-old kids talking about like smoking pot and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is funny, dude. Like,
dude, Xbox Live, the old like Halo 3 days, those were the fucking wild, wild west, man.
That's fucking Vietnam on that shit, man.
I remember there was this guy on there and he was like, yeah, I've been playing Modern Warfare for 12 hours straight. And then he started telling us about how he quit his job to play Modern Warfare. And, you know, back then it was like, what kind of loser is that? And now it's like, wow, what kind of Twitch deal do you have? Like, because
I remember that was like back in the day, like the big, I keep wanting to say depression, the fucking,
recession.
The recession, yes.
Yeah. It was around that time, yeah.
Yeah, it was around that time. That's like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people our age kind of coped with everything going on with their families and stuff with that by just playing Xbox Live, like playing Modern Warfare.
That was the way to do it, man. It'll be interesting to see how people cope with the one that's coming up soon.
With Roblox, man.
Roblox will be the way. Roblox
doing
will lead the way.
doing a Drake concert in Roblox. Like.
Roblox will save us. That's the episode title. We're gonna Roblox our way out of this bitch. Okay, like we're really, really headed towards some troubling times, man. Like I fucking sat down, like, because the housing market right now. So I was and part of it's the winter. Nobody wants to move in January, February, right? Like that sucks. But I was like, there are like no decent houses for sale right now, none. And I'm looking at
Omaha has a really bad real estate shortage too. So
yeah, just like everywhere else. Dude,
Omaha was bad before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Now it's like exasperated like tenfold.
So, dude, there are 200,000 houses for sale nationwide throughout the entire country. That is insane. That's insanely low. So like, and you think about it, because I was talking to my grandma the other day who was telling me, I get like offers like, we'll buy your house for 80 grand more than what you paid for it. But it's like, where do you go? You go somewhere else that's going to cost 80 grand more than it should. You know,
pay 80 grand a year to some shitty apartment.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
dude, they raised my rent. They raised my rent this year by $50 a fucking month.
Ours got raised last year. I'm sure it'll get raised again. But no, we get fucking, there was like, because there's a car shortage too. Right? Everything's short. I get letters in the mail from the dealership once or twice a month that I bought my car from. Hey, we'll give you 10 grand over sticker for your car because we need cars that bad. I'm like, man, that sounds really good, but what the fuck am I going to drive then?
Get me to drop you off everywhere.
Yeah. Because what am I going to? Because like no, seriously. Because then what? I buy a new car and I got to pay taxes on the new one, and I am going to pay 10, 11 grand over sticker for that one. So I'm in the same hole. Like I might as well just keep what I have. And we're really headed. So I sat down and I analyzed this thing today. And so what I have gathered is you have just got the two biggest generations in the history of this country. You got the millennials and you got the boomers.
And are millennials really
we're bigger than boomers? Yeah,
biggest generation. Gen X, really?
Well, Gen X isn't very big.
Why though? Is that like
boomers?
I've never heard that before. Is that because they consider millennials to be like a 20-year generation? Like never fucking agree on how big the
gap. Yeah, and that's part of it. But the boomers didn't have a lot of kids. The boomers would have like one or two kids compared to like their parents that had 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have the two biggest generations in the history of this country. You got the millennials and you got the boomers, and they've been heading in the same opposite direction, the same direction as each other, going to different places. Obviously, one's going towards starting a family, one's going toward retirement, and they just came to a huge crash at the intersection. So what's going on is you have millennials, people our age, they're looking to start families, they're looking to buy houses, they're looking to get married, stuff like that. You have record numbers of people in apartments, which will mean you have record numbers of people trying to get out of apartments. So everyone at the same time is trying to get a house. Now the boomers, they're starting to head toward retirement age, right? Some of them already are. Every generation throughout the history of this country, as they've retired, has downsized. Think about like your great grandma. After all her kids were out the house, she might have moved to a smaller house, to a condo, to an apartment, to an old folks home, whatever. The boomers are the first generation to not do this. Not only are they keeping their property, they're buying more to use as rental investments.
They have a ton of rental investments.
Yes.
Yeah.
So right now, and on top of that, you've got there's record inflation, obviously. That goes without saying. That's just going to be, it is what it is. But on top of that, you've got the pandemic caused all of these supply chain issues. So you can't even get fucking lumber in. You can't get building supplies in. There's a huge price increase on that. So now, not only can you not buy one, you can't even build one. So we have record high demand.
I think that might be more causal. I really do think that might be more causal than what's the other word? Not cause, the causation. What is it?
Correlation.
Yeah, I think that might be more causation than correlation too. Well, by the way,
with what?
Like the supply shortages and everything.
Well, yeah, I mean that.
You gotta
think we've been coming either way. Yeah.
Well, you got to think we've been in like 2 years of fucking these supply chain shortages, man. Like, regardless, we're really feeling the brunt of it now.
For sure.
Like,
regardless, whether it was COVID or not, there was a huge supply chain shortage.
Yeah, I know.
Everything's fucked. So you've got record high demand mixed with record low supply. And inflation is out of control.
That's what causes inflation.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
The bright side of this is it has to correct itself. There's no it
It's gonna
has to
correct
change.
itself. There's
It's going
gonna
to
be a
correct
correction.
it. Yep, it has to correct itself. If it doesn't, we don't have a country anymore. Like that's literally how simple it is. Like if it doesn't correct itself, they can't expect people to just go along with not being able to own property and record high inflation, and it's $20 for a
I
loaf
don't
of
think
bread.
the government will collapse over it. I think what will happen is markets
economy
might
will.
collapse.
Yeah.
I mean, the economy is kind of a general term, you know what I mean? Like, I think that what will end up happening is once COVID kind of goes away, which I think we're right about there. You know
Well,
what
it
I
had
mean?
to
Like,
exist in the first place to go away.
well, you
Continue.
know what I mean? Like, pandemics historically
Yeah.
last a couple of years, and
Yeah.
we're like, we just passed the 2-year mark, like, or we're about to pass the 2-year mark, and like,
Yeah.
I know everyone's still kind of trying to blow up like the Sugma fucking.
Is that the new one?
and shit. I don't know, dude. The Ligma
I don't pay attention
variant.
anymore. I don't pay attention.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone's the nuclear bomb one that's going to kill us all, and none of them ever do. So
when
I'm
I
over
go
it.
out, man, the only people that really take the fucking stuff seriously really anymore are like businesses because they don't want to be that business that had an outbreak happen.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
see it at my work, dude. I'm like looking around, everyone's being still crazy about it. I'm just like, yeah, dude, like people are vaccinated now, they get sick, they're gone for like 2 days and they come
Mhm.
back and they're fucking fine. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
It's like my grandma would, lifelong smoker. My mom got it. They lived together. And I'm like, hey, did you ever get sick? She goes, I had a head cold for 2 or 3 days. I'm assuming that was
I don't.
it.
I
Like,
mean, I don't. I'm not one of those people that think code is fake. I'm just like,
no, I don't
now,
actually
like,
think it's fake. It's a joke.
yeah, I know it's a meme, but like, there are people that legit like think that. But I'm just like, dude, like we're back. You know what I mean? Like businesses and everything don't go all crazy for the flu. Like you
No.
know what I mean? Which
Nope.
like at this point now that people have the vaccines offered,
It's just
and
a
stuff,
flu, man.
it's really just a
flu.
bad flu now.
It's
Like
it's-
I might have got COVID before again after getting the vaccine. I don't fucking know, man. But I know I had COVID before the vaccine and it fucked me up.
The difference between COVID and the flu is when people in my household get the flu, I actually get it too. I don't with COVID. So that's the only thing I can tell the difference between.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. I don't know, man. But like I think it's just the businesses or just don't want to be that business that caused a fucking outbreak. You know what I mean? Because the public scrutiny that they would get behind that would be real bad and be a real big fucking shit on their shit stain on the record. Guys. Exactly.
No one's enforcing it here. The mask mandates, no businesses. You walk in, no one tells you. Nobody cares. I don't wear one. No one
it's
cares.
like if you you know what I mean, if there weren't fucking reports and stuff of people reading online reports of like cases and stuff, you wouldn't even know what was going on. You know what I mean? Like,
no, you really wouldn't. So I
really do think that that's because of the vaccine efforts too. Like it's good. I think it's good.
I mean, I don't think the vaccine's been too bad. I think part of it's the virus's natural life cycle is it's not going to be as deadly as it continues to evolve. It's just a combination of things happening at the right time.
I don't think it's necessarily even the fact that it kills. You know what I mean? It's like the fact that like when it used to be when you would catch it, it would like knock you on your ass seriously for like 2 weeks, dude. Like a lot of people would get really sick.
What happened to me.
Yeah, and like I think that's a general cause for alarm. You know what I mean? If like if you're gonna get really sick for 2 weeks, like that's bad. Like, So, but like now like if you get it, it's like not even. It's just like 3-4 days, 2 days, 3 days. Like you know what I mean?
No, for sure. And one of the numbers they like to throw around is like the ICU capacity, right? It's the ICUs are at 83%. Well, ICUs typically, from what I read, offer or operate anywhere from like 60 to 70% on an average day prior to COVID, anything like that. So, and that number will go up and down. So New Year's Eve, bunch of drunk driving accidents. The ICU might be a little bit higher capacity.
Plus,
we don't ban
with all the New Year's and Christmas parties anyway. Like a lot of people are around each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm talking pre-COVID. Yeah. I'm talking pre-COVID. ICUs operate at capacity all the time.
I don't know why people think hospitals are like these like fucking heavens of like they're private company hospitals, dude. They are scumbags. They fucking don't hire as many people as they need. They keep their emergency rooms and ICUs super understaffed because they can't. You know,
they
don't want to pay them, and whether or not that's because the hospitals are super expensive to run, or if it's because the hospital boards want to get their fucking
want their
money for doing nothing.
Just like education, man, it's administrative bullshit. These people that shouldn't have jobs are making 6-7 figures a year, and it's horse shit. So I mean, you get these fucking like people. Oh, the hospitals are going to be overrun. Dude, the hospitals charge me $400 for a fucking ibuprofen. If the hospitals aren't investing that money properly, that's a them problem. Maybe they should have planned better.
When I broke my foot, like back in 2018, dude, I went to an emergency room hospital. Dude, they had like one fucking RN that was handling the entire emergency room. I'm just like. And there was like one doctor there and one RN, and the RN was doing everything. And I'm just like looking around going like, maybe they should have some more people here, dude. The guy was like, this hospital serves like the entire like western half of Kentucky or some shit. I'm like, there's a lot of people here, man. I mean, you guys should probably hire some more fucking people.
Right.
You know
well, there's a doctor shortage too. No one wants to be a doctor because you can go be a physician's assistant or something like that for less time and make close to the same amount of money. And way less student loan debt. So it's, it's like who fucking cares?
They should do it what hospitals should do, what like a lot of trade places do is like pay for people to go to school for it.
Yeah.
Just to guarantee that you'll work there.
Yeah, for sure. Pay for I think they actually do have like a nurse to doctor. Much like there's the nurse to hoe pipeline that we've spoken of. There's a nurse to doctor pipeline. But no, so like, and
I think the one thing that happens with the doctors though is like, yeah, they make like 150, 200 grand a year working whatever they do. But I mean, they work a lot for one, but also like they have like 40 years of student debt that they have to pay off a lot too.
Well,
so and a lot of money, but a lot of money of that fucking paycheck is going out.
That's a good way to circle back to what we were talking about with this impending economic crisis. If they wanted to stimulate the economy and they wanted to help specifically stimulate people under 35, right? What they would do is they would waive student loan debt, and maybe not all of it for everybody, but a significant portion. Because honestly, if you truly wanted younger people to start owning more homes, you would put $300-400 more a month in their pocket.
No, you know what else they would do too is they would do a lot like what Clinton did like 20 years ago, where they build like. You know what I mean? They build like affordable housing. Like that was a thing that Clinton did with the Affordable Housing Act.
Affordable housing usually turns into fucking Section 8 though. And, drug dealers and prostitution.
I mean, it's not like that shit's not going on anywhere now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm the average person that I'm speaking about probably isn't going to want to live in that type of area. You know what I mean?
If they're building new houses in housing areas that are like, sitting around like the one for Omaha, like a modest house is like 180 grand. You know what I mean?
If they did that.
The problem with Omaha is that all the private housing real estate companies build those stupid McMansions out there.
That's exactly
Omaha, and that's all that gets built.
You go out to, I say we looked at building a house and it's like $500,000, and it's this jackass McMansion, like you said, that's going to start having built like shit, and in 10 years you're going to start paying more to fix the house than it's actually worth. And those houses aren't built to fucking last, dude. They're just not. Nobody builds houses to last anymore. Cars are built to last longer. Cars
have they been getting built to last longer?
Dude, I mean, think like how many people do you know that drive cars from like 2010, right? Yeah. And they get around fine. You couldn't do that with a 95.
My car's a 2005. Yeah, my car still gets around pretty good. Like,
people that drive 17, 18-year-old cars that get around just fine as compared to, I mean, look at the car, even the new cars in like the 70s and 80s were just pieces of shit.
They really were
garbage. Man. Like, just, I mean, it's just the quality on some things has improved, and other things were like, oh, we're just going to be cheaper here. So
they're cheaper. They're not necessarily like the same quality, but they're like, it works kind of for now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a cheaper build. You still charge more for it. And it looks really nice, but it's just terrible craftsmanship. So it's like,
then you like touch the fucking drywall and you put a hole in it. Like,
you
lean on the guardrail or the rail for the stairs a little too hard.
Fall over,
it just falls off. Yeah,
your dog jumps at the fence and knocks the whole thing over. Just that kind of ridiculous shit. Yeah, I'm trying to beat my wife and I miss, and my hand goes through the drywall.
No, I try to throw a beer bottle at her, and she ducks, and it fucking puts a hole in the wall.
Yeah, what kind of bullshit is that, man?
Fucking horse shit, man. I remember back in the day, I'd throw a beer bottle at my wife, and she'd duck, and it just bounced off the wall.
Yeah. Sometimes there'll still be some beer left in it. Fuck.
Dude, my apartments I live in now are straight up built in like the 60s, man.
Yeah, ours were built in like the 90s or 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's we're looking at moving out because it's just time to move out of these apartments, I think. But it's like you said, man, everything's bullshit. Everyone's fucked. Everyone's fucked. Let's end it with that.
Yeah.
But Roblox will save it. We will Roblox our way out of this.
I will distract myself from the impending economic crisis by going to a Drake concert in
online,
Roblox.
Virtually. Yeah, we will solve this in the
by
metaverse.
Shooting up a Drake concert in Roblox.
I will go.
That's the kind of shit that you see on Roblox. Like somebody creates like a thing on there where it's shoot up a Drake concert.
Before some woman got on the metaverse thing on the Oculus or whatever. It was a news article I read the other day. She got on it, and as soon like within 5 minutes of getting on it, like going into one of those like live chat room things, she got gang raped on it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I was the.
You were one of them. You were one of them, dude. How? Take it off your head. It's not like you're actually getting raped. Turn the game off. Like, just shut it off. Why would you keep that on? If someone did that to me, I would just quit.
It's the internet. What are they gonna do? Do ban people from doing it? Like, no.
Yeah, it's they want the metaverse to be reality. But yeah, we're fucked. But what you can do is you can click the link in the description and go to Eventbrite for Harmful Content Comedy and use the promo code BREAD for $3 off on February 12th to see Carmela Anderson with me as the host. You can do that. That'll be fun. I have my own private code I give people that don't listen to the show.
Look at our fancy little banner here in our new program, dude.
Yep. You can tells you what to do down there. Like I can type shit in. Like I can type in like hate speech that gets us banned and stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. Don't be like Whoopi though. Don't say anything about the Jews, otherwise you're
next
not
month. Harmful Content Comedy. Use the promo code The Holocaust Never Happened for 50% off tickets. Anyway, I'm Caleb Salvatore. This has been Bread and Circuses. Peace the fuck out.
Deuces, y'all.